Welcome everybody, my name is Adam Shilton from ASFishingTV and I'm here today to bring to you a really important and personal video really about the charity Cast a Thought. Cast a Thought is a charity that looks after mental health and well-being specifically for young people. This is something that I'm really passionate about. It's an absolute pleasure in the work that I do to be an ambassador for Cast a Thought as well, and therefore I thought it was a good idea today to talk to you a little bit about why it's so personal to me. So within the different things that I do within my life, a lot of you will know in terms of photography and videography and fishing and match fishing, I do a lot of those things. But I also work every day with young people. I've been in education now for 15 years, and the importance in mental health and well-being for young people and the ability for them to be able to access fantastic provision, fantastic support in an environment that really allows them, for children, especially if they've not talked about it before, that really allows them to open up to the volunteers at Cast a Thought. They're all completely trained and certified, both with working with children around mental health as well, and also with actually coaching fishing, as am I. So it's just so important that we provide an environment where they feel safe, to be able to open up about some of the things that they've been through or that they're still working through themselves. So another reason why it's important for me is I've suffered from mental health as well, and it's a process. Any kind of mental health is a process that you really have to work through. I guess for somebody like myself who's worked through those processes before, the first thing is coming to terms with the fact that there's an issue in the first place. What Cast a Thought does, it provides that opportunity for young people right away. It's not, 10, 15 years later like it was for me, where you realise that there's some things that need to be dealt with in terms of your mental health. And I'm perfectly fine now, and it's great to be able to take my experience, to be an ambassador for Cast a Thought and to be able to help out in what they deliver in terms of the provision for the kids as well, which is just a massive privilege. So from someone who's worked in education now for 15 years, what has become really apparent, and more recently as a result really from the pandemic, from the COVID pandemic, is the impact that's had on young people. And it's something I see every single day in both in my educational work and both in my work within the sport of angling as well. When these kids were on lockdown for such a long period of time, they were unable to build the same kind of social skills that we were able to do. So for those children at that age, when they're normally dealing with, mixing in different environments with different people from different walks of life, they'd never got the chance to do that because they were all locked down. So the only people they saw really was family, as and when you were able to. And occasionally their friends, but most of it was done, through screens and phone calls and video chats. But you can't do things the same way. You can't read body language. You can't tell if something you said upset somebody. You can't tell if something you said necessarily has made them really happy. So all of those kind of cues that you have, the skills that you develop, the young people that have gone through the pandemic, they didn't get the chance to do that at the same rate. What then made it worse is they were thrust back into society again. So when lockdown went, suddenly they're back in, mixing with lots of children at school their own age, mixing with different members of staff, older people, loads of them doing different clubs, if they're involved in sport or music or whatever. Suddenly they're mixing with people from different walks of life, of different ages, and it was completely new for them. So they developed, a lot of anxiety, essentially. What Cast a Thought does is it takes the children that find that difficult, it gives them an environment that's safe and that's fun, where they can open up about some of those experiences that they might have had or they're still having. It's a journey, and every journey is individual. So they can open up and talk about that, and the volunteers at Cast a Thought are well and truly able to be able to listen, which is the most important thing, but then to help the children understand that that's okay to feel like that, to make sure they know they're supported, to make sure they know they can talk to people that they trust, and so that the children realise that it's better if they get it off their chest, that it can be dealt with, and there's different things that they can be taught and strategies, skills that they can learn now to help them feel better, to help them deal with the anxiety, to help them deal with whatever the problem may be. A lot of families broke up during the pandemic, so that's going to play a factor as well. And for some children, it's just a case of well-being. It's just a case of coming to learn a new skill, coming to learn something about the sport of fishing, and just getting them involved, getting them doing something that's really positive. And within that, they get some certificates, they get some qualifications as well. And if you get onto Cast of Thought's website and the social media to do, you can see all about that. And there's a few clips of it in this video as well. So once again, you know, massively important. We please ask that you support it in any way you can. If you're someone that's emptying out the garage and you've got some fishing tackle that you think is no good anymore, please get in touch with Cast of Thought. They will welcomely have any kind of donations of actual fishing kit, because they need to be able to use stuff to be able to teach some of the kids that they have on the courses that they do. And any form of donation, if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate your time, and if there's any kind of money donation as well, of course, like I said, get in touch with the team at Cast of Thought or to myself, and I'll put you in touch with them. And please help. It really is a fantastic cause. Once again, massive privilege to be an ambassador of Cast of Thought, and I can't stress how important it is to make sure that the next generation come through stronger than what we are now, and they really contribute to what's going to be a fantastic society. So once again, thank you very much in advance for your support. I know you'll get behind it. Cast of Thought is just a phenomenal project, and just a massive thank you from me personally. I wish I had that when I was growing up. Massive thank you to the volunteers. You're all absolutely brilliant. The work you do is amazing. So there we go. That's it. Get yourself in touch. Get yourself to see how you can help. If you are a young person that wants to be involved as well, or you think it's something you want to benefit from, by all means get in touch as well, or ask an adult to do it for you. That's absolutely fine. So there we go. My name's Adam Shilton. This has been ASFishingTV, and I look forward to seeing you on the bank very soon.